don't become what you want. You become where your habits take you.
Nothing's ever going to be given to you. Everything's going to be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not going to get the results. But two, more importantly, you don't deserve it. You need to earn it.
There's certain things you want out of life. You want the finest things, but you're not willing to work for them. You cry about you don't get this.
Entering the Chaka verse, Chaka Crypto. Welcome to the Chaka verse. He out speaking Chaka facts, I'm out speaking Chaka words. We out making Chaka raps, we call this the Chaka verse. No, I can't help you cop the bag, but I can help you do research. So come and join the Chaka pack, explore the Chaka universe.
What is up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Welcome to Way Back Wednesdays, episode 2. Today, we're going to be talking about the early 80s, late 80s. We're going to be talking about some of the movies. We're going to be talking about some of the shows back then, Saturday morning cartoons, even the cereals that we used to eat, like the snacks that we used to eat, watching those Saturday morning cartoons, and then some of the commercials. So we're going to do a little reminiscing. So before I get started, check this out. We're going to be taking it back into time, to a time that I think it was simpler. You know, I'm talking about the good old 1980s, baby. It's a time when giant sharp darts called lawn darts were actually a kid's toy. A time when kids were actually encouraged to play with fireworks. A time when slides at the park were a lot taller, and the playground wasn't filled with all those foam mats. And also a time when being a latchkey kid was just an everyday thing. Letting yourself into the house with your own key, getting your own food, and just not burning the damn house down was the daily routine. 40 years ago, MTV was just catching on. MTV debuted on August 1st, 1981 with the broadcast of Video Killed the Radio Star. And believe it or not, they actually showed music videos. Because if you didn't know, the M in MTV actually stands for music. Atari and Nintendo were still very popular with games like Super Mario Bros., Tetris, Metroid, and many others that paved the way for the video games that we have today. We also didn't have the constant crappy news in our face. And our social media was actually going outside and hanging out with our buddies. And I'm sure some of the things that we used to do would probably get us arrested these days. Who remembers the safety standards for cars back then? I don't, because there probably wasn't any. Nobody wore seatbelts, and it wasn't uncommon for me and all my buddies to pile in the back of my dad's truck with no seatbelt or anything. And it was okay to sit in the middle seat. You guys remember the middle seat in the front? You know, I used to sit in the middle seat in the front so I can play with the radio. It was a time when kids were a lot more active and can just say, I'm going outside to play, and then not come home until the street lights turned on. Everybody remembers that. We'd go on bike rides to house and knock on the doors and see if our buddies could come outside and play. And while riding those bikes, we didn't have no helmet or elbow pads or knee pads, all the stuff that you see today. It was just kind of like bragging rights. You know, it was a cool thing to show off your latest injury. If I stayed out too late and I rode my bike too far from my house, then I would find the nearest payphone and I'd just call my mom or dad collect. Pick up the phone, make a collect call. When they say leave a message, say, I'm at the park, Mom, and then just wait for my parents to come pick me up. On their side, the phone would ring and it would say, you have a collect call from, I'm on my way, Mom. Smoking cigarettes was so common that my grandma, she used to smoke in the car with me. Nobody cared about secondhand smoke. They had cigarette machines in the restaurants that you didn't even have to have an ID. You just had to have the quarters, go in there and buy whatever cigarettes you wanted. And the lighter ports in the cars were actually used to light cigarettes. They're not phone chargers. And also, who remembers getting disciplined? Back in the day, it was common practice. If you messed up, then you were getting your ass whooped, either by a belt or a random stick from the tree in the backyard. It was swift, painful, but it was effective. It worked. When it came to the movies, the PG-13 rating didn't even exist till July 5th, 1984. So prior to that, the movies got away with a lot more. So over the last 40 years or so, there's been a bunch of changes in regulations on what we can or cannot do. So I'm doing these Way Back Wednesday streams for two reasons. One, it's a great way for us to just sit back and chill, reminisce on the quote unquote good old days, but also a way to show the younger generation just how much things have changed in hopes for them to have a better understanding where us old folks come from. And today we're going to talk about the movies, the shows, some of the brand mascots, like the logos that we grew up with. So feel free to comment your favorite movie, your favorite Saturday morning cartoon, your favorite commercial, or share an experience if you'd like, because we're going back to the 80s, baby. That's right. Let me say what's up to the chat really quick. We got MK2000 in the house saying 80s are so good. We need 2 shows to talk about. That's what I'm talking about. Crypto Talk Now. What is going on? What's up, man? Glad you guys can all make it. The best of times, for real. Lazy Jedi saying, what up, Chaka? What's going on? Seiko in the house saying, let's go. And I got my 82 Regal. Damn, nice. All right, so let's get right into it. We gotta rewind time. Let's go back in time real quick.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Greetings.
All right, so when I was putting this, doing my research, putting some videos together, I came across this Kevin Bacon Explains the 80s video. You guys got to check it out. I thought it was funny. It's a great segue to get started. So let's check this out real quick. I appreciate you guys hanging out.
Oh, hi. I'm 2-time Saturn Award nominee Kevin Bacon, and I would like to talk to you about 80s awareness. Awareness of 80s culture and technology has been in a significant decline, especially amongst a certain demographic. I'm talking to you, millennials. All you guys born after 1985 have no idea how hard life was. If I was too shy to ask a girl out, there was no OK Twinder. I went to the white pages, Google it, and called her house. And then you had to make small talk with her mom for like 20 minutes before Alicia even came to the phone. And let me tell you, when she turns down your invitation to Sparrows, you can't just swipe away the hurt. You want to know my favorite app? Rubik's Cube. I saw you tweet an article about Russia. You think Russia's a threat now? Let me tell you about a little thing called the Cold War. They had nukes pointed at us for 20 years. You couldn't even skateboard to a Blockbuster without getting nuked. My friend Tommy went out there with a copy of Gremlins and never came back. You know why? Nuked. At least that's what my parents told me. Hey, I'm trying to make a point here. What, you guys can't pay attention for more than 2 minutes? Oh, get it, I've had it. Somebody take this mic, please. You people will never know the comfort of parachute pants.
Support the 80s awareness. That is funny. Parachute pants. I used to have some of those parachute pants. They're made out of real parachutes, and they had zippers all over them. Let's see. Max says, just tweeted the stream and tagged some communities. Cool, dude. Appreciate you. So I put together, and it was hard to do. I put together, I don't want to call it a top 10 movies from when I was younger, early 80s, late 90s. But it's 10 movies because it's hard to just put together a top 10. And I got about 15 movies on there. But after I put it together, I kept going back, and I was like, man, I should have put this movie. I forgot about this movie. And I just went down a rabbit hole, kept going. And I forgot there's a lot of great movies that I didn't put on there. So we'll go ahead and put out, we'll hold on real quick. Chaka, at some point, share this video. It's amazing. Oh, definitely will. You want to know what happened? Newt. That's what happened. He went out to get a copy of Gremlins. Never came back. You know why? Nuked. I thought that shit was funny. All right, so this is 10 videos. It's not a top 10. This is 10 movies that I put together extra credit if you can guess the movie before the title comes on. So here we go. Number 10.
Almost exactly like ours. This is where he lives. He's 27 years single, but searching.
So from that, you guys know what movie that is? And a lot of these movies I forgot about, man. And until I was going through putting these together, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about these movies. These are badass. Crypto Talk now, Max. Lazy saying what's up to Max. Appreciate it. I'll keep going.
Favorite sports, windsurfing and Aikido. Favorite pastimes, cigars and sex. He has everything except fulfillment. And then one night...
And the trailers were so long back then. They were like a minute long.
He has a very sudden midlife crisis.
Howard the Duck, baby.
In Cleveland.
I know I can't be the only one that's seen this horrible movie.
Listen to me, small visitor. I can explain how you got here.
Maybe you're here for some greater purpose, some cosmic cause.
Here, he's forced to reassess his career goals.
You went to med school?
To explore new relationships. To redefine his self-image.
I'm sorry, we don't allow pets on the premises.
To adjust to a changing lifestyle.
You know.
All right, pull it out.
Until he discovers just who he really is.
Oh, no.
A duck in big trouble.
That's a duck, man.
Well, that's right. She made out with the duck.
Trapped in a world he never made.
Yeah, Howard the Duck. Yeah, answer. Feel free, dude. Shoot your answer out there. Can I answer? Yes, Howard the Duck. Lazy Jedi. First one. Howard the Duck. Oh, damn you, lazy. Yeah, Howard the Duck is awesome. I hope they bring that back in the MCU. It's not going to be like that. That movie was classic. But, I hope Howard the Duck comes back. Love the movie as a kid. Me too. The new Howard the Duck featured in the Guardians of the Galaxy just doesn't have that 80s vibe. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's totally different. Totally different. Me too. Throwing up the bump. Sorry, I'm a teacher in real life. No, you don't got to raise your hand. We're not in school. We're not in school. Feel free to shout it out. So I had to hold back. Don't hold back. And raise my hand. All right. So number 9. First one was Howard the Duck, and like I said, these aren't in no particular order. It's just like 10 movies that it's damn near impossible to make a top 10 because they're all like so many different categories, and I know I missed a bunch. You would get a kick out of you'd get a kick out of your class. That's funny. So number 9.
Every day is a new discovery, but nothing David Freeman.
All right, from that right there, anybody know this movie? This is really gonna show what kind of kid I was in the movies that I liked right here.
Has ever experienced will prepare him for the adventure that lies ahead.
Sit down.
I think there's been some sort of mistake.
Your brain contains data necessary to get me and my friends home.
I'm just a kid.
You are the navigator.
Walt Disney Pictures presents a new adventure fantasy.
What are you doing?
Above and beyond the ordinary.
Take me back.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Flight of the Navigator.
Do something.
You're the navigator, not me.
20,000 feet and falling.
Come on, one of these hasn't started.
His mind is the key to an
I used to watch this movie over and over and over again. I think we had the VHS of Flight of the Navigator.
That flying saucer's first rate. Be cool, dude.
A friendship
I'm gonna miss you.
I'm going to miss you too.
and an experience beyond imagination.
Don't you want
This is one like the Goonies. When it's on, I'm watching it.
Disney's new adventure fantasy.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator is a Disney movie. The kid finds a spaceship and they go in outer space and he collects a bunch of different aliens, and I think he goes back into time, changes time a little bit. It was a good movie. So this is one movie you only seen once. I thought that movie was cool. Every time it comes on, dude, I will watch it over and over. So let's see, number 8. And I honestly forgot what order I put them in. So
It's the ultimate soldier. It doesn't get happy, it doesn't get sad, it doesn't laugh at
oh, hey,
jokes.
definitely gotta have this movie.
The
Man.
most sophisticated
sophisticated robot.
That kid forgot his name. That kid forgot his name as an actor. Yeah, that kid. I don't know his name either.
Just keep working on those last two bars.
Thanks to Dr. Newton Crosby.
Originally, I designed it as a marital aid.
But artificial intelligence has gotten too smart.
It's malfunctioning. It might not do anything.
But if you look up Stranger Things, the cast of kids are very much so based on the looks of that kid. They are. Yeah, they actually are.
Number 5 is alive.
Welcome to my planet.
You just have to find number 5, get some answers.
And I like how in Stranger Things they're doing the product placements like the old 80s movies shows would do. I seen on one of the Stranger Things they were drinking, was it New Coke? Because back in the day they had Coca-Cola, and then Pepsi was this big competitor, and then they switched over to the New Coke, and the New Coke was like super sweet. They're trying to make it similar to Pepsi. And one of the kids from Stranger Things does like a little product placement, takes a drink, and he's doing basically like a commercial. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so this is Short Circuit. I actually like Short Circuit 2 better than the first one, but this one was cool.
Come on in my house.
And it's got a lot of living to do.
Whatever it takes to put that stupid contraption out of commission, that's what you do.
Oh, nice.
Haven't had enough of this stuff.
Yep.
They can seem quite lifelike, but they are still machines.
Number 5.
Oh, Short Circuit, baby.
Nice software.
Yeah, Short Circuit 1 and 2. For some reason, I like Short Circuit 2 better.
A new comedy adventure from John Badham, the director of War Games.
They're gonna be after you. We gotta get out of here now.
I think it had more robots. Oh, no, they were in the city, huh? They were in the city making the little tiny Johnny Fives. But I wore those movies out when I was a kid and haven't seen them since. Okay, so that's why some of these movies that, some movies didn't make my, the 10, because we watch them all the times. I didn't put Goonies on there. Goonies should have been on there, but I didn't put them on there because me and the kids watch it all the time. So I couldn't remember like when I first saw Goonies, and I was like, well, I don't remember if I saw it. I had to have seen it when I was a kid, but we watch it over and over and over. Let's see. Yeah, The Breakfast Club. Oh, that's what's her face from The Breakfast Club. Yep. She is in the back. She is the basket case. That's right. Girl. But this one probably would be my number 1 if I had. This is up there in the group of number 1s that I'm gonna have. This would probably be my number 1. Like I said, there are no particular order, but I love this movie.
Yeah, girl. This is Wyatt and Gary.
I'd give her warm digits memory glands.
Something's about to change.
You saw the Goonies in the theater? Nice, man. I don't think I saw it in the theater. If I did, I can't remember it. Yeah, it's weird science. This is awesome.
It's all in the
This is one of my favorites.
Weird.
The Breakfast Club actors, they were in like a lot of the movies back then.
Not here.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Trust me for once, will you?
What is going on?
Gary, I don't know.
Their minds.
It's another good movie. If this movie's on, then I'm watching it over and over again.
It's completely unnatural.
And I think I got it at number 7. So, yeah, like I said, there's no particular order. It's kind of damn near impossible to rank all these in order. I like how they turned Chet into a big old pile of shit.
Universal Pictures presents a John Hughes film, Weird Science.
It's purely sexual.
John Hughes, man, killing it.
Son, you got a panty on your head.
Here's another one I could say like, oh, this is in the number 1 category right here.
Down to the right.
The first time I met Ed.
This is my favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
You're a flower, you are. A day I'll never forget.
I do.
You bet I do.
Okay, then.
Oh, for sure, man.
My lawless years were behind
sure.
me. Our child-rearing years lay ahead. But
Yeah, out of all the Nicolas Cage movies, this is
You go right back
every
up there
time I
and
hear
give me a
Nicolas Cage,
towel.
this is
I
the
need a
movie I
baby
think
pile.
about.
I got more than I can handle.
at the time, Ed's little plan seemed like the solution to all our
Think how
problems.
many more great films he could have made?
And
Yeah,
the answer.
and they would have had that same feel,
He's beautiful.
that John Hughesness.
What? Are you kidding? We got us a family.
Raising Arizona, that's another great one.
I'll say it again.
You see what I'm saying? How can I rank these movies? Like all of those I would put in like my number one bag.
Dangerous about a character like Ferris Bueller is he gives good
You've never. Which one don't you recognize? You don't know Raising Arizona? Dude, you gotta check out Raising Arizona. It's Nicolas Cage. It's a comedy. It's just about him and his wife steal a baby named Arizona. I believe the baby was named Arizona. And so it's Raising Arizona. They steal a baby, and there's a bunch of comedy drama about them almost getting caught and getting away. Just a bunch of shenanigans. You gotta check it out. Crypto Talk Nail, hell yeah. You've seen it, cool. Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Another good one. Marty, what's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping by.
Why should he get to skip school when everybody else has to go?
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Another great one, man.
This guy in my biology class said that if Ferris dies, he's giving his eyes to Stevie Wonder. Well, he's very popular yet.
Yes, Raising Arizona.
Ferris Bueller, you know? Yeah, he's getting
My mom didn't like Ferris Bueller because she said I chose Ferris Bueller because my senior year of school, I ditched 2 weeks straight right after spring break of school. So 3 total weeks. Nice, man. Well, did you go to what city is this? Are they in New York?
He's very cool, and he never gets nailed.
Ferris can do anything.
Did you go take a car for a joyride like they did?
Smell the coffee, Mrs. Bueller.
My dad gets a call from the vice principal that I missed 2 straight weeks. Damn. And if I didn't return back to school, I would get expelled.
Ferris Bueller.
Wow.
Ferris Bueller's Day.
License to Drive, good movie. License to Drive is another great movie. This is right here. I can't be the only one that watched Never Ending Story, man. My wife can't stand this movie, but I like low-key love this damn movie. I spent a lot of money at the beach and on my girlfriend. Oh, nice. And with my friends. Very good, very good. I had a very good job back then. Was making, dang, dude. You had a hell of a job. And was only 17. Nice. $3,000 every 2 weeks. 17. Jeez. The principal from Ferris Bueller is the same actor as the bad guy from Howard the Duck. Yes, it is. That guy he played a villain in a bunch of movies. A bunch of movies back then. Like you'll see a lot of the same actors. Later on, lost that job when the ownership changed to new management and they found out my actual age. Wow. Yeah, Never Ending Story. Yeah, that's another good one. Destiny, what's going on? Hey, this is my daughter. She is in Italy right now. This is why we're prepping the house, getting it ready for her to come home. Thank you for stopping by, baby. I love you. Can't wait to see you. I miss you. It's cool. She's watching the stream. Now I'm all nervous and shit. So yeah, spring break was 3 weeks long in 1999. Yeah. Love this. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Des. Oh, good times, good times. Yes. And this is Ghostbusters. A lot of the movies, I had the toys before the movie came out. So Ghostbusters was one of them. I had a bunch of Ghostbuster toys. Like all the Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters. Remember when the cartoon turned to Slimer and the Ghostbusters? I had all those.
They're real.
You do?
They're mean.
You have?
Oh, cool. I'm going to Italy 2026, 27. Oh, nice. That's cool. Oh, thank you.
Ghostbusters.
And now that my daughter's on, I mean, I didn't put no like horror films in this, and she loves the horror movies like Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th, all those movies. Not one of them made this list.
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
Right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egan.
They're professionals.
Oh, I'm the chairman of the largest paranormal removal company.
I did watch the remake of this. It was okay. It reminded me of Stranger Things, but it was cool.
The city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. Real wrath of God type
Yeah,
stuff.
Friday the 13th. I love the way that they had the whole back then they had the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street like rivalry, because you were getting one of the movies every year, back to back to back to back. That's why there's so many of them, because they're that big rivalry of Friday the 13th and then, Nightmare on Elm Street. That's why that Freddy vs. Jason movie was so big.
Your girlfriend.
My friend made a real Slimer for Halloween in 1998 in a haunted house. I felt bad, though. He put too much time into it. He hung it up and turned off the lights for effect, had it flying around. Wow. This drunk guy thought it was satanic. Dude, you got the best stories, Max. And killed the thing with a baseball bat. Holy crap. Slime. Oh, wait, it had real slime in it? So it wasn't just like in my head, I thought like a paper mache, like Slimer painted, but it had real slime in it. That's pretty badass.
Ghostbusters, starring Bill Murray,
Literally
Dan
green
Aykroyd,
Jello
Sigourney Weaver, Harold
stuff
Ramis,
mixed with slime.
Rick
Wow,
Moranis,
all over the walls.
coming to save the
It was
world
horrible.
this summer.
Dude, your stories, God, they're great. And of course, I got to throw the Eddie Murphy in there. Not only Coming to America, but damn near every Eddie Murphy movie that came out. Beverly Hills Cop, even his, I don't think Raw came out. Was Raw in the 80s? Eddie Murphy Raw. That was the first stand-up comedian. It had to have been the 80s. Anyways, I watched it in the 80s. That was the first stand-up comedian that I was hanging out with my older cousins. And they were like keeping me in the room. I wasn't allowed to come out, and I came out and I heard Eddie Murphy. I was like, what's wrong? They didn't want me to hear all the cuss words and stuff, but that's the first stand-up comedian that I actually had to like sneak out in the living room. I was hiding behind the couch, listening, laughing my ass off. As I forget how young I was, but great. Eddie Murphy's amazing.
He was attended by devoted servants.
Do you think perhaps just once I might use the bathroom by myself?
Notes to music, sir.
And engaged by royal decree.
Why? Why can't I find my own wife?
We've gone to a great deal of trouble to select for you a very fine wife.
I want a woman that's going to arouse my intellect as well as my loins.
Where will you find such a woman?
In America.
So,
and I like the way he always plays like different characters. Well, not always, but in some of his movies, he plays different characters. How he played the barber. Man, he's funny. So for the glow effect, he hooked 2 of those green glow stick things and put it inside the Slimer thing he made. It worked for creating the ghost Slimer effect. That is pretty cool, man.
I feel like a complete idiot.
I bet there's no pictures of it anywhere either. Because I was trying to pull up some old sports videos to throw in here to, just to prove that I played sports once in my life at a time in my life. And I can't find none of my they're all on VHS, man. I have none that are uploaded. I went back to like my high school teammates and seen maybe they uploaded something on some kind of social media. I couldn't find nothing. I wanted to put some, old sport, basketball, football. I was going to put that in the intro, but couldn't find them.
Nice to meet you, Akeem.
I have recently been placed in charge of garbage.
That's good to know.
Oh my goodness, it is you!
Mama Sita in the house. This is the wifey. She says, hello, everyone. Great love, boo. I mean, I think she meant great live, boo. Thank you. Appreciate you. Right now, my wife and her son. You can't hear it now, but they have the music blaring. They're in the next room over painting that room. We've been painting all week. We did the living room. Yesterday, we did the kitchen, did the hallway. Now we're getting all the rooms done, all for my daughter, Destiny, coming back from Italy. She should be here April 11th in the house. So I want to make the house never look this good. I was like, man, house looks brand new.
Of royal romance.
When I look at these contestants,
For his tongue, he used red slime mixed with red Jello. That looks real. That sounds like it would be really cool, man. But with the lights, man, it was the closest thing to Hollywood ever. Really, but on a cheap budget. That is cool. Hello, Chaka's wifey. Hello, also Chaka's daughter in Italy. That's awesome. So proud of y'all for painting. Oh, appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie, every day wasn't fun.
You want to keep working here.
House is gonna look great. Thank you. And number one, this isn't my number one, like I said, but this is another one. Big with Tom Hanks.
Until he made a little wish.
I wish I were.
And now I don't think about it, I should have put Money Pit. I think that is one of the funniest Tom Hanks movies. It's Tom Hanks and I forget the female actor, but they buy a huge mansion house for really, really cheap, and then it just starts falling apart, becomes a money pit, and it's hilarious. I I laugh so much I start crying when I watch that movie. It's funny.
Big.
Sweetheart, 7:30. Are you up? Josh!
20th Century Fox presents Tom Hanks. Big.
I turned into a grown-up, Mom. I made this wish on a machine, and it turned me into a grown-up.
Yes, Little Monsters.
You get a job.
I cannot get a job.
Mr. McDowell.
I play with all of this stuff, and then I tell them.
Yeah, I know, the McDonald's ripoff.
They pay you for that? Sucker!
Vice President, he's only been here a week.
See that girl over there in the red? She'll wrap her legs around you so tight you'll be begging for mercy.
I'll stay away from her then.
I loved your ideas on the squeezy doll line.
Thanks.
What were you like when you were younger?
Oh, well, that wasn't much different.
Who are you? I'm his girlfriend.
I've always wanted to get one of those big pianos like they had in this movie where they play chopsticks on the big piano in some toy store, the mall.
What is so special about Basket?
He's a grown-up.
How do I feel about what?
How do you feel about me?
You're only young once.
This is important!
I'm your best friend. What's more important than that, huh?
But for Josh,
I miss my family, Susan, and I want to go home.
Oh my God, you're married.
it just might last a lifetime. You'll never forget Tom Hanks.
Beluga.
All right, so these were the honorable mentions, which really they're not. It's just four other movies that I remembered. You got The Goonies, of course, Karate Kid, and another one that's one of my favorites is the National Lampoon's Vacation movies. All of those are hilarious. Chevy Chase back then put out a bunch of great movies, so these are cool. And then Silver Bullet. No, this isn't Silver Bullet. This is Lost Boys. Silver Bullet's another one, but Lost Boys, another great movie. Silver Bullet too. If you guys haven't seen Silver Bullet, it's a werewolf movie. But I always wanted to get a husky from Silver Bullet because he named his husky Nanook. I always wanted to get a husky and name it Nanook. Let's see. Screw you, YouTube. You suck. Elon Musk, go buy YouTube. All right. So what happened there? I didn't see anything on my side. So it says, did they take the stream off? Too much commercials? Elon Musk, go buy YouTube. Okay, we're back. Yes. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. Probably can't play commercials on YouTube. Lesson learned. Nice. He's back. And that was quick. Well, cool. That's the end of that. That's the end of the commercials. That's the end of the trailers. Now I know I have to do something different. All right, so we're going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons. Let's see if this gets taken down. Back in the day, you'd wake up in the morning, Saturday morning cartoons. They would play from like 8 in the morning to like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But I do remember one that stood out that rugged your stream for a bit, Chaka. Did. Let's see. It went blank for a minute, babe. All right. Said I was in violation. I was about to say, you got rugged for policy violation for 5 seconds. So dumb. Cool. I can always edit that out later. Well, hopefully they keep the stream up. But I'm going to go ahead and play a PSA that they played back in the day for it was a kids Saturday morning cartoon all-stars. It had like all the Saturday morning cartoons in there. Let's see. If anything, we're going free word of mouth advertising. It's all good. So let's go ahead and play this. This is George Bush. I don't know if they're going to rug me for George Bush, but we'll see. This was the Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue.
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue is the powerful story of a teenager dealing with drug and alcohol abuse.
Some of your favorite cartoon characters will help you understand how drugs and alcohol can ruin your life. So watch the program. Talk about it with your family.
And make the right decision. Stay away from drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, remember how big they were on Just Say No to Drugs back then? Now you got some that are legal. Working in the ER and watching your stream at the same time. Nice, nice. Hopefully it stays up. We'll see. I'm going to take the audio off of this, but this is just I don't know if it's the audio. It could be the clip. But this is just a small clip of that Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue.
You know, I might have some.
Had everybody. Had Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Had Alf. Alf had a cartoon back in the day. And then it was just, you know, the Smurfs were in it, the Muppet Babies. And it's just them. This kid was getting hooked on drugs, and Garfield, everybody was in here, even Tigger. and Alvin and the Chipmunks, you know, and they were just trying to get this kid off of drugs. And they all went in there and teamed up. Just Say No. Yes, I remember Just Say No in the first grade, 1978-88 school year. I remember we had the Dare Days at school, and we'd have a police officer come in to school, talk about staying off drugs. We'd give away free Dare t-shirts. It worked for me, actually. I did like this. Because I still remember it to this day. It's one of my favorite cartoons to this day. When I think of Saturday morning cartoons, I think of this one. All right, so let's see. Let me get some copyright free music going on. Yeah, I remember watching Saturday morning cartoons with a big bowl of cereal. I do. I remember the different types of cereal we had. The sweeter, the better. We had all kinds. It was just pretty much sugar in a bowl. Yeah, McGruff the crime dog. And then I have a photo of some of the cereals that we had back then, but a couple of them I don't remember. And I'd like to try them now. Cabbage Patch, I never seen the Cabbage Patch Kids cereal ever in my life, but I remember the Dunkin' Donuts. I remember the Ghostbusters, Steve Urkel from Family Matters. I remember the Urkelos, C-3POs, and they were all pretty much the same, just a bunch of sugar. The Smurfs, I remember they had their cereal. Nintendo was cool because it was like two boxes. You had the Mario Brothers and then the Zelda. And then the Mr. T cereals, those were funny. His commercials were funny. I have a clip of that. We'll see if they allow me to play it or not. And then even the Gremlins back then had their own cereal. That was the popular thing to do, was to get a cereal going. All right, so let's see.
The name is Mr. T. First name is Mr. Middle name is that period.
First of all, check out all those damn necklaces Mr. T had back in the day. Like I knew he had a lot, but now looking at it, the dude had chains on chains on chains. That's crazy. Let's see. I love watching Garfield, but hated his damn friends. Garfield and Friends, screw his friends. Just want to watch Garfield. Yeah, remember Heathcliff? I always thought that was a ripoff of Garfield. Way more sugar in those cereal boxes compared to now. Definitely. E.T. and Gremlins cereal. Yep. E.T. and Gremlin cereal, Kellogg's, OJ's. Thank you, OJ Simpson. Oh, he probably spent an hour taking it all off. Oh, man. I wonder if it's all real. Yes, Heathcliff was cool. It's weird that back then you weren't shit unless you had your own cereal. Yeah, yep, on Nickelodeon. I love these little clips. It's probably gonna get taken down, but I'm playing anyways. These little clips of Mr. T and just
Last name is T.
First name Mr.
Listen good.
Last name T.
I'm talking to you. When a new kid moves in on your block, what's your attitude? Do you figure, what do we need him for? Well, I pity the fool that makes that mistake. The friends you already got might not be all the friends you ever need. And when you keep new people out, just because they're new to you, you're only cheating yourself. So don't you ever write nobody off just because he's the new kid on the block. You'll never know what you might be missing till you get to know them. So take it from me, Mr. T. But listen up now. This is serious. When you're
his hair just cracks me up.
Even if the reasons are good, think twice.
How about this? I know this
You never
is
know
90s,
how
but
things
you
will
were
turn out.
crap
You
if you
might
didn't
get
have
yourself and everybody else to a
a
whole
starter
lot of
parka
trouble. Do what's
starter
right,
parka back.
and you can't go wrong.
What's a
Take it from
starter
me,
parka back in '92?
Mr. T.
Are you hungry?
And this is the Gremlins. I'm gonna take the audio off. This is the Gremlins commercial. What is a starter parka? Starter parka pack or a starter pack? Are you talking about those? Are those what are those called? You wear them around your hip, fanny packs. Mr. T had to have some serious neck muscles to wear all that bling. Oh man, must have been a Pacific Northwest thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up and see what it is. Yeah, I'm in Cali, but starter parka back. I'm gonna have to check it out. Oh, starter parka coat. I don't know. Maybe I did have one. I'm not sure. I had all kinds of weird clothes. Hell no, didn't wear that crap. Yeah, so this is an ET, of course. If you guys watched the last stream, you know that ET horrifies me. And of course, my dad got me ET cereal to go along with my nightmares. So let's see. That's all I had for the Saturday morning cartoons. And then I pulled up some. Oh, it is a fanny pack. Okay. Yeah, fanny pack. It's okay. No, it's not a fanny pack. It's a coat. Is that the pullover starter coat? Not the pullover. Actually, the zip up or bottom ones. I was too busy trying to get my parachute pant zippers to zip because I had the worst trouble with my parachute pants. I had one pair of parachute pants and I wore them all the time with just different color shirts. And so the zippers got worn out. If you don't know, there's probably about 30 something zippers on those dang things. And then so we're going to move on forward to parachute pants. Yeah, parachute pants, dude. You had some of those parachute pants to go along with your starter parka. That was so second and third grade. Yeah, and you're only 6 days older than me. But we're in Cali. Cali's different. This is where Cali was all about the neon colors and the parachute pants, the big hair. The chicks wore their hair all huge, and you just smelled Aquanet everywhere. I'm sure that a huge hole in the ozone was put in place in the 1980s from all that damn Aquanet. And my wife probably being one of them contributing. MC Hammer Pants. Yes, MC Hammer Pants. All right, so let's go share this screen. I pulled up some of the shows and only pulled up a few shows because there's so many that you can't really rank these. Of course, I can't play these songs because YouTube will yank me off. YouTube will shut the channel down probably. I don't know. Remember Cross Colors in the early 90s? Yeah, Cross Colors. I had the body glove shirts where it was one color, you put your hand on it and it changes color. I think it was called Body Glove. Carl, Connie, and yes, Jenko jeans. I wore Ben Davis. My jeans were huge. I could probably fit into my jeans today from what I wore as a junior high kid. And that was 90s stuff though. Late 90s, it went skater style. Yeah, I had a bunch of Ben Davis wasn't skater, but Stussy. I had a bunch of Stussy shirts. I even had Stussy pants. I think that was a skater brand. 8 Ball, DKNY. Yeah, Ben Davis was big in '92 because of Snoop and Dre. That's probably where I got it because back then MTV, I would come home, and this is moving, out of the '80s, probably early '90s. I'd come home and you can literally just turn on MTV and just listen to videos, listen to and watch the music videos all day. It was music videos all day long. And I used to record them instead of recording the radio. I'd make little mixtapes and I would record them from my TV on a little tape recorder. And I would make my own mixtapes using like Yo MTV Raps or whatever was playing at that time. And Easy. So we got the Wonder Years. I'm gonna do like 2 seconds.
My adolescent mind was...
That's it. That's all you're going to get. YouTube's watching. But the Wonder Years, it started 1988 to 1993. That show was awesome. They remade it. I haven't seen the remake. It looks like a whole new family. So I just haven't got around to check it out. Don't know if it's good or what. Elf is another one. I'll play a quick little smidge, just a smidge.
What shall we watch on TV?
Whoop. That's enough. Just enough to hear his voice. But I remember the first episode of Elf when he crashed into Earth from Melmac. This was another. I don't remember exactly. I think it was on in the evening. I want to say somewhere around The Simpsons or something, because I would watch this in the evenings. Actually, my whole family would watch this one. Easy E on Eric Wright. Yeah, it's all the same now. Chaka gonna trip as he straps his grip. I gotta have it full for the love of it. Yes, Max. And I have Easy albums put away with my records. So we had Elf. Elf came out with a cartoon. I remember Elf. I don't know if it was Pizza Hut or McDonald's, but they were giving out Elf toys. There was Elf puppets. This was really popular. This is a show I'd like to see them bring back, is Elf. I think that this one would still be funny and just as entertaining as it was back then. And then we have Quantum Leap. I guess I could do a quick little.
Theorizing that one.
That's it. Quantum Leap was another one. They redid this one, and I've been meaning to watch the new Quantum Leap because it's a new show. Recently came out. This dude goes back into time, quantum leaps back into time, and he always has he's in somebody else's body, and so the whole episode is him helping whoever body he's in, helping that person deal with whatever problem. But it was a really cool show, way ahead of its time. There's a lot of these shows and movies that are way ahead of their time that I think are going to be good. I want to see the new season, the new Quantum Leap show, see if it's just as good. I do like the actor on there. They do redo a lot of new shows. Was it not MacGyver got redone also, but I'm drawing a blank. Excuse me. Small Wonder. I don't know if I'm the only one that liked this when I was a kid, but this is another one way ahead of its time, and it's a great, it goes along great with what's going on today with all the AIs and stuff. Anyways, this dude builds a little girl. She's a robot. She's a android robot. Let me see if I can play a little bit.
I'm Vicky.
Small Wonder, the complete first season.
Barat.
Yeah, she was like super strong, and I don't know how. This was only from 85 to 89, so it only stayed on for 4 years. But this was a pretty entertaining show when I was younger. Quantum Leap was great. Yes, I want to watch every episode from the beginning to end. Some weird episodes sometimes, though. Yeah, some of them get kind of crazy. Where he gets transformed into a woman and he's pregnant. Yes, I actually remember that one. I don't know if I've seen all of the Quantum Leaps, though. I don't know. I want to say yes, I have, but I don't know. Another show I thought was great is Married with Children. Married with Children and the Bundys. Great show.
So, Pumpkin, just know that Buck is in a happier place.
And sometimes I feel like Al Bundy when the kids are just asking for money. And there's a scene in the intro where he's just sitting there, just passing out money, passing out money. Yeah, that's my life right there. That's my life. But in I think junior high, I met Bud Bundy. I don't even know his real name, but I met Bud Bundy. We went on a school field trip to LA at the Museum of Tolerance, and Bud Bundy just walked by. No, he was just by himself. He walked by and we yelled, "Hey, Bud!" We had those roll-up cameras, so I've got pictures somewhere. I don't even know if I ever developed them that film, but remember those little yellow disposable cameras? We took some pictures with Bud Bundy and then went into the Museum of Tolerance. That was a cool trip. Let's see. Married with Children is my favorite show of all times. Yes. Have you seen them all? Destiny, have you seen every single Married with Children episode? The YouTube principal commissioner is going to put you into YouTube detention. You are going to end up being the Ron Artest of crypto, Chaka, and you're going to be suspended for 1 year. I hope not. I could take a break. Yeah, Married with Children was great. I got some painting to do anyways. Cancel culture would have a shit fit with it if aired nowadays. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like I said in that little video at the beginning, a lot of stuff has changed on what we can or can't talk about, watch on TV. I mean, PG-13 before, I don't know, was in 87-ish, somewhere around there, when they even put in the TV ratings like PG-13, rated R, and all that. Before that, it was just, whatever. Comedy or horror, drama, not PG-13 or rated R or any of that stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Married with Children was great. All right. I bought the full series on DVD a few years ago. I remember you having the DVDs. I wasn't sure if it was the whole series. So more or less, I've seen a lot of them. Yeah, I said, shit, Larry, I'm on Chaka's platform, not ours. And then we got the commercials. So back then they had a bunch of commercials with, I don't know how you would say it. I guess you would call them advertising mascots, because what is Ronald McDonald? The mascot, the mascot of McDonald's. But anyways, you have back then you had the Noid. I wonder if I can play this. Let's just do a little bit so you can see. Nope. Can't show their pizza. That's the Noid right there. And he was always trying to steal the pizzas. Whatever. Avoid the Noid was really cool. I remember when you would order a Domino's pizza, you can get a little Noid toy. And I had a pretty big collection of those. I wish I still had those. They were like the size of the homies. Remember the little homies toys? But these were Noids. Later on, the Noid came out with a Nintendo video game, which I played. This was around the time that 7-Up came out with that Cool Spot game. Played that around the same time, and I forget what the game was about or if it was even good, but I wanted to play it because we ate a lot of Domino's and I had the Noid toys. Let's see here. There are a lot of great shows that would never make it past the pilot episodes nowadays because everyone is so sensitive. I agree. And then we have Spuds McKenzie. Spuds McKenzie was the Bud Light mascot, which you don't see anymore, really.
There he is.
That's Spuds McKenzie. I remember they used to play these commercials all the time. Spuds McKenzie. I don't know if Bud Light has another mascot since then, but I remember when I think of Bud Light, I remember Spuds McKenzie. And then we have, 7-Up spots with the cool spot with the red spot and black sunglasses. Yep. That was the Nintendo game. That's on the last stream I was talking about. The first time I ditched school was to go rent that video game and play it on my Nintendo on my dad's account. And I got scared that I was going to get in trouble, so I hid it under the house, forgot about it. My dad found out about it, and then I ended up he ended up having to buy the game, but the game got ruined because I hid it under the house because I'm a genius, and it rained and it flooded and it messed up the game anyways. But that's funny. Oh my God, Chaka, let me tell you something. What you got? What you got, Max? So we got Spuds McKenzie. Yeah, I can't play no more of that. And then we have Mac Tonight commercial. His name was Mac Tonight. I thought it was Mac the Night, but he was the big moon faced. He had the moon head McDonald's, I guess, mascot. I hope I'm saying that right. His name's Mac Tonight. Let's see. I had a friend back in the day who, when I was a kid, I asked him the question of, what is the difference between Bud and Bud Light? He would stick out his beer gut and say Bud, and then suck it in and say Bud Light, and then say Bud Light as he sucked it and blew it out. That's funny. Do you remember it was Budweiser. You remember the Budweiser frogs? That was probably, I don't know when that had to be in the 90s, the Budweiser frogs. I remember because Budweiser was my grandpa's favorite beer. He had videos of the Budweiser. I think it came with some kind of special edition, and he had a VHS of all the Budweiser commercials at that time. Yeah, that's funny. Bud Light. I don't know. He was a good guy. Yeah, so we got Mac Tonight. Let's see, Chuck E. Cheese back in the 80s. So where I'm at over here in California, we had a Chuck E. Cheese. Originally we had a Showbiz Pizza. This is Chuck E. Cheese. Little. So Chuck E. Cheese is a place where you can go eat pizza, and there's a bunch of animatronics, and they are, looking back, those things are scary looking, but not as scary as Showbiz Pizza. So Chuck E. Cheese, video games, pizza. You had a big old mouse and I think a bird and some other animatronics that looked pretty scary. But then before we got a Chuck E. Cheese, we had Showbiz Pizza, and this stuff is what Five Nights at Freddy is. This is where nightmares come from right here, because these things. And we used to go there all the time, because it was right here in our town. So we'd go to Showbiz Pizza, and I had a blast. But some of the animatronics, looking back, are scary. Like, you had a mouse, a polar bear, this gorilla that played the, I think, piano. Yeah, and they were scary. And it always looked like they were looking right at you. But it's the same thing. And then come to find out, after I started making these videos, I did a little research on why. What happened to Showbiz and then Chuck E. Cheese. I guess there was a bunch of competition, a bunch of drama between Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza, because they're saying that Showbiz Pizza copied Chuck E. Cheese. They ended up merging for a while, because I do remember seeing Chuck E. Cheese and Billy Bob was the bear from Showbiz Pizza in the same commercial. So they merged for a while. Then Chuck E. Cheese took over and pretty much ran everything. And the Showbiz Pizza guy, he moved on and got rid of Showbiz Pizza. But there's still videos out there of warehouses of the animatronics from the Showbiz Pizza, and you'll see videos of dudes walking through, and they look scary because they're all beat up. Their faces are ripped off to the robot animatronic side of it, and it's crazy. That was a scary, and the kids loved it. I loved it. And let's just look at that bear. And if you watch on Hulu, there's this short. It comes out on Halloween, and it's a short called The Hug. It's a bear that looks just like Billy Bob from Showbiz Pizza, who eats kids. If you haven't seen it, it's probably a 10-15 minute long short movie. It's really good. Let's see. And he's blew it out. He's hilarious. Sad thing is my body looks more like Bud than Bud Light, like it used to back in the 90s. Oh man, I feel you on that one. I got a keg of Bud Weiser. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy is based on that. Yeah, the 80s should get. 80s could give a crap about your feelings, kid. Now go ask your dad for $20 worth of tokens and shut the hell up. Kid, go ask your dad for $20. Dad yells at his kid and tells him to go get a job at 8. And the kid probably did. And the kid probably went and got a newspaper route or started cleaning backyards or something, front yards, whatever, and probably made that extra cash to go to showbiz. And yeah, for real. So appreciate you guys for hanging out. I don't know how long the channel got blacked out for a minute, but hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully it's something I can go back and just edit whatever pieces they did not like. I guess I'll see that whenever I shut this stream down. But way back Wednesdays, part 2, you know, I love doing these videos. I love doing these videos, taking a day away from crypto and just hanging out and just kind of like reminiscing on the good old days, because it's always good to think back where we came from to help you get where you want to be. You know what I mean? It's good to know where you came from and remember and reminisce and then that kind of helps you to remember your goals in life. So I love going back. And then also on top of that is awesome to have my daughter in the chat, my wife. You know, my daughter is 23 years old. If I'm that kind of put me on the spot. 23 years old, I think. And you know, it's cool to do videos like this while she's watching. The 80s kids give a crap. The Max in a Cartman voice. Screw you, YouTube. I'm going home. And that is how iPods were invented. All of the 8-year-olds trying to get Chuck E. Cheese tokens with cheap dads, for sure. I just noticed Captain N and the Game Master. Oh, and I had that commercial up, but I don't want to play it. That was another one. Captain N and the Game Master. So if you don't know about, I guess I can look it up and just show the picture. Let's see. If you don't know anything about Captain N and the Game Master, it was like a Nintendo cartoon. And it went from this is it. And it went from, you know, live action to cartoon. The beginning of the show, it was the guy who played, you know, the Captain N. He's sitting there in his, you know, school jacket, and he's playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out. And he gets sucked into the game, and then that's where he meets Zelda, and they just go on, you know, wild adventures. They used to fly on a Game Boy. That was a really cool cartoon for the times. Enjoyed the stream. Thanks for sharing. I love you so much. Excited to see you soon. I'm excited too. Can't wait. 100% right, Lazy. Sweatshops are not funny. They're not funny. No, they're not funny at all. It's like all these people praising Steve Jobs, and when they take a deep dive, they rip down their Steve Jobs poster. Yes. And cancel everything. Everything, Lazy. Everything. All of it. All right, guys. I appreciate you hanging out. Next week, if my channel's still up, we're going to talk about, I think, I got some, we're going to deep dive into like the horror movie side of it. I want to go back and like the history of the Freddy Kruegers, the Friday the 13th, and, you know, just talk about that. And the Michael Myers, there's actually so much content that you can do talking about the 80s. And I want to do it every Wednesday. So we're going to do like a horror movie theme for the next one. Let's see. These streams are so fun. They are. I have a blast, and they end so fast. Screw you, YouTube. Yes. Screw you, YouTube. And on that note, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Sorry that now I learned my lesson that I can't play movie trailers and give them free publicity without you. It doesn't make sense. I think that we should be able to. We should be able to play movie trailers if they're out to the public. I know it's the fair use. And then also, if we pay for YouTube Music, why can't I play YouTube Music on the stream? I'm paying for YouTube Music. I guess because you guys aren't paying, or I don't know, just somebody out there is not paying and they don't want to listen to it for free. Doesn't make no sense to me. I was thinking about that last night. Like, why can't I play YouTube music in the back of my YouTube live stream. Let's see, Chaka, you are my favorite streamer. These streams are the bee's knees, baby. Yes, Chaka is the man. Appreciate you guys. With the master plan, they call him Chaka Man, and I think you better recognize. All right, guys, I got to get going. I got to help my wife and my kid paint because I have a feeling I'm going to go in there. There's going to be paint everywhere. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Destiny, if you're still watching, I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to give you a big old hug when you get home, and then we'll go to Vegas and spend some money. All right, guys. You guys all have a good one. See you later. See you next week. Oh, before you guys go, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell notification, every time I put out another video. Thanks for watching. I'm Chaka Crypto. I'll see you guys in the metaverse.